allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation.
For some, patriotism is the last refuge of a scoundrel. For others, it means dissent against a government's abuse of the people's rights. I accept the definition of patriotism as that effort to resist oppressive state power. The true patriot is motivated by a sense of responsibility and out of self-interest for himself, his family, and the future of his country to resist government abuse of power. He rejects the notion that patriotism means obedience to the state. But whether the resistance against government tyrants is nonviolent or physically violent, the effort to overthrow state oppression qualifies as true patriotism.
In case you were concerned that the Dow dropped more than 500 points today, its biggest one-day loss since the September 11th attacks.
The worst financial crisis in a century.
A day after the election's economy front and center for this market with an Obama president.
While you were talking, the Dow continuing to take a leg lower. It is off by 157 points, moved down by some of those stocks you just mentioned.
Between the politicians and the central bank, which not only threatens our economic security, which is secondary to the threat to our individual freedom. A more sophisticated and less well-known technique for enhancing the state is the manipulation and transfer of wealth through the fiat monetary system operated by the secretive Federal Reserve.
And we have to understand monetary policy, and we can't accept the idea and the notion that a secretive Federal Reserve System knows what the proper interest rates ought to be. So this is just another step continuously, and the people in the Congress never challenging the monetary system that we have. The sooner we challenge the system, the better off we'll be.
No, I don't want to hurt anybody. I want to help save the country. And therefore, if this works, if the American people would wake up,
it has been said that when in the course of human events, an oppression so revolts its subjects that it becomes necessary to alter or abolish the means of that tyranny. Is it that time when our Bill of Rights is defiled every day? When our adventures abroad threaten our security at home? When the Federal Reserve keeps our free nation enslaved by debt? When the people of the world tremble under the thumb of corporate imperialism? And now, our nation is drifting dangerously from freedom to fascism. So I have to ask, is it time?
Hi, my name is Adam Kokesh, and I served as a sergeant on a Marine Corps Civil Affairs team in the Fallujah area from February to September of 2004. I have witnessed the pain, suffering, and inevitable blowback of our interventionist foreign policy firsthand. However, that policy is merely a symptom of the greater problem of our financial system in the United States, the heart of which is the Federal Reserve Bank. That's why I'm endorsing Restore the Republic's call for a National Day of Action on Saturday, November 22nd, demanding an end to the Federal Reserve and a return to sound monetary policy. The Federal Reserve is the worst kind of Orwellian doublespeak misnomer, as it is neither federal nor is there any reserve. It is a privately owned banking cartel with a government-sanctioned monopoly to create money out of thin air. When it does so, it imposes the worst kind of regressive tax on America's poor and working class through inflation. It was originally promised to stabilize the economy and the value of the dollar, but the purchasing value of the dollar has actually gone down by 98% since its inception. It is also the primary enabler of our interventionist foreign policy, American corporatism, and our bloated federal government. Personally, I will be organizing for the event in Washington, D.C., where we will be at the Federal Reserve headquarters at 20th and Constitution at 1 p.m. on Saturday, November 22nd. If you can't come to D.C. to join us, please go to endthefed.us to find your local branch of this criminal, privately owned banking cartel near you.
My name is Debbie Krieger. I'm a former Marine, a mother of 5, and I live in Delaware. I'm also helping to organize the End the Fed rally in Washington, D.C. on November 22nd. We are also going to be having a film screening the night before at the L'Atelier Theater. That's going to be showing Aaron Russo's Freedom to Fascism. We would really like you to come and bring as many friends as you can, or tell as many people about it as you can. If you can't come, please help us, support us with donations on our Chip-In page. We really need to bring awareness to people and inform them about the Federal Reserve so that they can start talking about it to people. And also, we really want to support H.R. 2755, Ron Paul's plan to abolish the Federal Reserve. And if you can help out in any way, we'd really appreciate it. Thanks.